The last person Sophia ever expected to meet at this school was Ariana, Adriana's twin sister. It seemed Ariana had come to pick up her children, as she held two girls by her side who looked remarkably like her. One of the girls appeared to be around 6, close to Quinn's age, with long flowing hair and an air of youthful confidence. The other girl, much younger, looked about 2, with chubby cheeks and bright, curious eyes, clinging to her mother's leg. Sophia was holding her own children by the hand, their small fingers wrapped tightly around hers as they walked together. The sight of Ariana caused a whirlwind of emotions to stir within her. But she didn't want to fight or cause a scene because of her kids. She didn't want her kids to see the other side of their mother they had never seen. Ariana too was caught off guard. She had been told that Sophia had returned, but the news hadn't prepared her for this unexpected encounter. The years had changed them both, but there was no mistaking the recognition in their eyes. Ariana quickly tried to compose herself, straightening her posture and steeling her nerves. She couldn't afford to show any sign of fear or hesitation. Not now. Not in front of her children. Sophia walked confidently, her head held high, her adorable children trotting beside her. As she neared Ariana, the tension between them was palpable. Sophia's shoulder brushed against Ariana's arm, causing Ariana to stumble slightly. It was a deliberate move, subtle yet forceful enough to send a clear message. Ariana looked shocked, her eyes wide as she tried to regain her balance. Sophia, however, continued walking without missing a beat, a smirk playing on her lips. Reaching her car, Sophia opened the door for her kids to climb inside. Her mind was already on the next task, a promise to get them ice cream before heading home. She took a moment to enjoy the sight of her children's excited faces. Their anticipation, a welcome distraction from the earlier confrontation. Just as she was about to close the car door, she felt a sudden sharp pain as someone yanked her hair from behind. Sophia stumbled, her hand instinctively reaching up to her scalp. She spun around to face her attacker, her eyes blazing with a mix of shock and fury. It was Ariana, her face twisted with anger and determination. The serene, controlled demeanor she had maintained moments ago was gone, replaced by a raw, unfiltered rage. Well, she looked like she wanted to rip her apart. For a split second, time seemed to stand still as the two women locked eyes, the air between them thick with unresolved tension and the promise of an imminent clash. "So it's true," Ariana hissed, her voice dripping with venom as she looked at Sophia, her hands on her waist from up to down. She sized Sophia with her eyes. "You're back in Italy. I wished you had died." Sophia's smirk deepened, her eyes narrowing as she took a deliberate step closer to Ariana. She slowly turned around, making sure Ariana could see every inch of her. "Look at me," Sophia said, her voice cold and cutting. "Do I look dead to you?" Ariana's eyes flared with fury and frustration. Deep down, she hated how polished and well-dressed Sophia looked. "You should be," she spat, her grip tightening on Sophia's hair. Sophia's hand shot up, grabbing Ariana's wrist with a strength that surprised her. "Let go," she commanded, her voice low and dangerous. Ariana hesitated for a moment, the intensity in Sophia's gaze unnerving her. She released her grip, stepping back as if she had touched something burning. "This isn't over," Ariana muttered, her voice trembling slightly. Sophia's smirk returned, even more pronounced than before. "So I never thought it was," she replied, turning back to her car and opening the door. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have more important things to do with my kids than deal with your petty grudges." Ariana's face twisted with rage as she stormed closer to Sophia, her eyes blazing with fury. "How dare you?" she spat, her voice trembling with anger. "You think because you're polished up, you can talk to me any way you want? I bet you're living a fake life. Everything you have is borrowed. Your dress, your bags, your shoes, all of it is borrowed. You're nothing but a fake witch." Sophia's eyes narrowed, her lips curling into a smirk as she faced Ariana. She could feel the weight of her children's eyes on her, their tiny hands clutching at her dress, sensing the tension. Her mind raced, torn between the urge to retaliate and the need to shield her kids from the venomous exchange. She drew in a deep breath, steadying herself. "Borrowed!" Sophia's voice was icy, each word seething with contempt. "You really think that little of me? That I'd need to borrow to look good?" She took a deliberate step closer to Ariana, her gaze unwavering. "Take a good look, Ariana. Do I look fake to you?" Ariana's eyes flickered with uncertainty for a moment before the rage returned, her hands clenched into fists at her sides. "You were always good at pretending, Sophia. But you can't fool me. I see right through your act." Sophia laughed, a cold, mirthless sound that sent a shiver down Ariana's spine. "My act? The only one acting here is you, pretending to be the righteous one when you've done just as much damage, if not more. But I'm not going to stoop to your level. Not here, not in front of them." Ariana sneered, taking another step forward. "Hiding behind your kids, Sophia? Oh, how noble of you. But don't think this is over. You and I have unfinished business." Sophia's children looked up at her, their innocent eyes filled with confusion and fear. She took a deep breath, forcing herself to stay calm. She wanted to fight back, to unleash the torrent of words and emotions bubbling inside her, but not in front of her kids. Not now. "Listen," Sophia said, her voice steady despite the chaos inside her. "I'm not going to do this here, not in front of them." She glanced at Ariana's children, who were watching the exchange with wide, frightened eyes. Sophia's grip on the car door tightened. "I am not hiding behind my kids. Think what you want. But this isn't the place. And they don't deserve to see that. Let it go, Ariana." Sophia's smirk didn't falter. "Oh, and yes, I'm well aware. But now's not the time. I'm not afraid of you, Ariana. I never was." She turned her back on Ariana, opening the car door and ushering her children inside. "We'll settle this later, away from innocent eyes." As she got into the car and drove away, Sophia glanced in the rearview mirror, seeing Ariana standing there, seething with unresolved rage. She knew this confrontation was far from over, but for now, she had to protect her children and keep them safe from the storm that was yet to come. As Sophia drove away from school, the tension in the car was noticeable. She glanced in the rearview mirror to see her children, Finn and Quinn, their wide eyes filled with confusion and concern. The silence was thick, but it was Finn who finally broke it, his young voice filled with worry.